Can't hear you. Let me see, maybe I need to unmute you somehow. No, can't hear you. Fucking tech.
Oh, here you go. Sorry, man. I'm a low tech dude.
All good, man. Me too. All good.
I'm a super low tech dude, so you got to bear with me.
No worries at all, my friend. Dude, good to see you, man. I'm excited to hear about what you've been up to over those, I don't know how long.
Wow. Dude, you don't even know. Okay, so from that time that we're on the phone, that first meeting, I had already had the idea from that Dan Pena seminar that I saw. So I started looking into businesses, but as soon as I went through your videos and the phone call with you and seeing all of that, it really gave me the confidence. So I made an offer, dude. So I did, like you said, I planted the seed. I started talking to everybody. And one of my friends is like, Bill, did you buy that other business? And I'm like, no. He's like, I got one for you to look at with me, you know. And so I said, let's do it. It took a while to negotiate because you told me, remember, you said, like, stand firm.
Yeah.
And since I had the money, and I walked away from the deal twice. And then he came back. So we just closed February. I took over books on March 1st. So training started, and then the seller took off to Africa.
Seriously.
He took his money, and he's like, I'll be back in 2 weeks. So, yeah. So, yeah, I like, I can't believe it. And this one deal, okay, remember you said, Bill, what would be your ideal in 12 months? Would put like $8,000 a month in my pocket. Well, this could very well be about that. Pretty close.
I'm so happy. Seriously. Thank you so much for inspiring me to continue to put it out there. Dude, that's
yeah.
I'm hearing those stories. Because people always ask me, why do you even do that? I'm like, dude, there are millions of businesses out there. You know what I need to do to talk to all of those businesses? I just can't. So, dude.
Yeah, I was the same way. I was like, why in the world would you not go tackle all these? Why would you share it? And I get it now. Like, there's no way you would have found this deal.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, are you okay with us like doing maybe a bit detailed version like for like a testimonial video?
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
You don't need to like share details if you don't want. Just like I'll ask you like generic question. You'll be like, yeah, I've done this, I did this, and
yeah. I'm total open book, dude.
Dude,
no problem.
So let's do as if we start right now. Okay, so
okay.
Hey guys, so we got Bill here, and I'm super excited to hear his story because he just closed a deal, an acquisition. And Bill, I mean, I'd love for you to just give a brief info, just maybe a few words about yourself and kind of like what did you do in your life before you even started working with me, perhaps?
Oh yeah. Okay. So before finding you on the internet, I was in the real estate business for pretty much my whole career. I had a mortgage company in the 90s when the mortgage business was good. And then I started investing in real estate, and that started doing good. And then 2006 happened, and then it went to zero. And from there, I started just trying to find something. So now, by then, I'm 47 now, but this was like 10 years ago. So 37, I was kind of starting from zero again. So I saw the real estate was down, so I started buying houses again, and buying them, flipping them, keeping a couple for rental, doing some seller carryback, some creative stuff, and it made some money. And I was surprised. I didn't think so. But then the real estate market got too high recently, so buying real estate was slowing down. So my income was, if I'm not buying, I ain't making money. So that's when I decided to, might as well change my game, and then surfing the internet, and I found you. And the idea of buying businesses just freaking resonated with me. It was scary.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. So first of all, Awesome stuff. So maybe you can share just a little bit about the deal you literally just closed, right? So how long you work with me already, and what do you think? Or just share whatever you want, I guess, about your deal. It's
Okay. Because I had been experienced in business, I feel like having found your material and implemented it really quick might be an advantage for me, because I've been a businessman my whole life.
Yeah.
So I found you in December, and but I had learned about the QLA idea like a month or two before. So with that idea, I started looking around, but the details I couldn't find on how to apply that. And then in December, I found you, and you told me about your program. I signed up. We had our conference call, I think in late December. And then in January, I had already been shopping around. So in December, as soon as I heard about buying businesses, I started looking around for businesses. And then I had made an offer on a 3-office physical therapy. And then I had started telling all my friends, I'm not going to buy real estate anymore. I'm going to buy businesses. So a friend brought me an idea over some beers, and he said, hey, Bill, you trying to buy that physical therapy? And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to open escrow. And he's like, no, look at this deal with me. And it was a medical business, and it was interesting. And it was actually more lucrative than the one I was looking at. So I scrapped the other one, and I started looking, more at this. But by then, you had already told me when I asked you a couple emails, what should I do? And you're like, dude, just do it. Why are you wasting time? Why you ask me these questions? Just, and it actually pissed me off. But I was like, because I don't know enough. That's why I'm asking you. And you're like, just do it. So I sat with this guy, and we hashed it out. It took about a month and a half. We met numerous times. He didn't want to adjust the price, but you had told me, well, if you're bringing more money to the table, then you should stand firm. So I took your advice. And so I walked away from the deal twice, and then I went back. According to what you said, you're right. If you bring the money, generally you have more leverage. So we agreed. I bought in to the business. He and I partnered to buy a business, and we closed escrow. We did the agreement in January 2019. And the attorney started working out the details, working with mine back and forth. And I was new to this, so I was kind of confused. But they explained it. My attorney, explained it to me, so I got comfortable with it. And then we did the final signing in February, because we had some adjustments in January. We had some hurdles. And I funded the deal. I raised the money with some family and the seller carryback. And my partner brought no money to the table, but he found the deal. So between me and my family, we brought the money, my parents. And so I talked him into putting the money, and we closed the deal. Their money with my money. We closed the deal in like February 20th, let's say, right around there. And then the books came to us starting March 1st. So it's the 12th. So we've had credit for the business since March 1st for 12 days.
Brilliant. And you mentioned so many great lessons in literally just those few words. First of all, in terms of raising capital, I'm always saying, hey, if you can't go to your family members and ask for money, it means that you don't believe in that deal enough, right? Because they should be the first people you should talk to, because they believe in you. Because you don't need to sell yourself now, you just need to sell the deal. And if
I agree with that.
Perhaps you don't believe in the deal. So that's a great lesson. Then, first of all, you mentioned your partner who found that deal and got equity in the deal. Heck, he got himself a great deal for just finding the deal, right? So everyone can do that as well. Just go out there, find the deal. You'll find the money if the deal is good. And I love the fact that you said, yes, you had experience in business, but I mean, heck, you have experience and you closed the deal in what? Less than in 2-3 months, or like 2 months?
Yeah, I would say we entered the agreement in early January, closed it in mid February, late February. So it was literally a 6-7 week deal.
Brilliant. So,
and let me tell you, my mind was spinning during that time. I was like, oh, shouldn't I? I'm scared.
I love it. And some people are watching this and they perhaps don't have any experience, or they have existing businesses. It doesn't matter what I'm trying to tell them. Heck, even if it's going to take you a few more months or a year, so what? I mean, everyone got their own learning curve, right? So just enjoy the process wherever you're at. So Dude, thanks so much for sharing this and inspire others. What would you say are your biggest lessons that you got in this process or by working with me or anything that you want to share?
God, man, the biggest lesson was your email back to me, which was when I was real nervous and I was early in the negotiations and not sure if I should actually do a letter of intent. And you're like, just do it. And then I was all nervous. So I went ahead and did it. But then once we got it in writing and we put it in front of them, then things happen to where you have to wake up to the reality. And that's the lesson I learned. I'm like, until you like step off and jump into the pool, I was never going to figure this out. So I'm like, I'm going to either drown or I'm going to learn how to swim real quick. And so that was it. Like just jumping in was I almost didn't want to do that. And then raising capital, the negotiation, there was a lot to learn because you had told me that I should stand firm and ask for more of the equity, which I probably wouldn't have because he only wanted to give me like 5% of the company for bringing the deal. And then I fought it and said, I want 65. And then we negotiated right at 45. Yeah. And very lucrative deal for me because the annual revenues on it is $1.2 million. And it has about a 37% profit margin. Of course, going forward, when we grow it, we may have to spend a little bit more. So there's room to squeeze that down, but still be a juicy deal. So immediately I have cash on cash return for my investment. And then he gets an immediate cash flow for just finding the deal. And I only knew him because he was my friend for many, many, many years. From high school on, and he had his own career. And we never did business together before. But when he heard I was trying to buy a business and he knew about this one, he brought it to me and he said, let's do this together. He's still keeping his day job and I still do my investing, but we're going to grow this business together.
Love it. What's the business is doing exactly?
It's a medical industry. It's an imaging business like Nuke Med digital imaging. And how the business works is we pretty much lease the cameras to doctors so that doctors can collect the revenue from insurance. Because right now a cardiologist will send a patient down the street and doesn't get any revenue or anything for needing that patient to have an image of the heart. So now we go to him and we say, here's our camera. Let's put it in your office on that day. Put all your patients in that room that day. So let's say you could have 10 people and you're going to get the revenue from that. And then you pay us a lease amount for that day's use. So these cameras generate an income. And the doctors love it because they don't have to go buy a $250,000 camera. So we bought a business that already had 4 cameras and we want to grow it at 2 cameras a year. And sell the business in 10 years. That's the plan.
Brilliant. I love it. And you mentioned the fact that you had some uncertainties in the process. It's like sometimes all you need is just like a pat on the back and certainty saying, hey, dude, just do that. It's all good, right? You just need that certainty. And I love it. And,
yeah.
and you know, we even talked about it a second before we started this recording. And people are like, hey, Moran, why are you even sharing those things? And I'm like, guys, there are millions of businesses out there, and you said it yourself, like there's no way that I was able to find your deal anyway, right? So I mean, why not just share and give you guys access to what I wish that I had when I started, literally. When
I first talked to you, I was like, why are you going to give out this information? You could get all the deals for yourself. And you said that exact thing. And then the reality was when this deal came, there's no way, there's nothing in the world you could have done to have found this deal. This was not advertised anywhere. It was word of mouth. And that guy caught on and said, oh, you're selling your business, we'll buy it. And it was a divorce kind of a thing. And the guy's like, I need to get out. So yeah, you never would have found this deal. And now I get it. It makes sense.
Yeah, and people don't understand. Now you're part of my network and I know what deals you're looking at. And I know that some deals you'll get access to eventually. You'll say to me, hey, Moran, I got this deal. I don't want anything to do with it. Take it away. And vice versa, I can do the same for you. So it's like win-win for everyone and just building a great network of awesome people that, you know, would just like to hang out with each other eventually as well. So, I mean, awesome. So if someone was out there on the fence to join kind of like this inner circle, this working with me or learning about this space, what would you tell them in their
Oh man. My thing is, if that thing is in you and you're like, I want to take my business to another level, the information on your site, the detailed information, that's what I needed. I lacked a strategy and a way to apply that strategy. Like the idea is good, but I needed more detailed plan. Like, okay, here's step A, step B, step C. So if someone's looking to take it to the next level, your education is, I think, is exactly what they would probably be looking for. Because it helped me, because I didn't know which way to go first, and knowing what steps to take, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then being able to call out to you, and then you push me, made all the difference. I mean, honestly, it wouldn't have happened otherwise.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for sharing that and inspiring me to continue and do that. So thank you so much. I'll stop the recording right now. But yeah, dude, thank you so much, and really.
He came to say hi.
Awesome.
He just came in to say hi to you. Yeah, so I'm pretty stoked. So now I had a question for you. Like, where should I focus my energies now that I close this deal? Should it just be solely on buying other our competition, or other medical business, ancillary type businesses? Because honestly, the way these contracts were in place, the seller was like, hey, Bill, don't upset the apple cart. You get more cameras, get more contracts, but what we have in place, don't rock that boat. So then I talked to my partner about, let's go buy additional businesses in this field. He's like, oh, that's a good idea.
So if I were you,
Yeah.
first of all, make sure that whatever you have right now in the business, that it's continuing to run like this, right? Like, who's going to take care of the day-to-day operations right now? You're going to be involved? There's other people, or what's going to happen there?
Yeah, we're keeping the people in place, and my partner is going to be the new sales guy to go out. Every time we get a camera, he's going to go he's a great salesman. So he's going to go be the salesman for each camera, we can get 4 to 5 contracts. So that's his job. My job is to get the money to get the camera.
Sweet.
And do the books.
So awesome. So as long as you got the fundamentals right, like the business is going to continue to work as is, that's the first priority, right?
Yeah.
As long as you have that, I would say definitely go and try to grow by acquisitions. You should, if I were you, I would focus. Unless you're like ADD, you just want to be involved in different industries, I would focus, right? So think, who have my clients and who have products that I can then sell to your existing clients, right? If you can find businesses that have those two, that would be your biggest advantage, because then you can have.
So the two you're saying is businesses that I could sell to our customers now, and what was the other one?
So you want either more clients, businesses.
Oh, more clients. Okay, I didn't.
Think with yourself,
hear that the first time.
what other businesses have the same type of client that I have, right? And ideally go and buy them. Another aspect can be, what other businesses have products or services that I can sell to my existing clients, right?
Okay.
So, and when
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and when you'll have them, you'll have apps, you have cross-selling opportunities, and then you'll find ways to also save money. So, for example, you'll find that they have like their own CFO, and you don't need 2 CFOs in both companies, right?
Oh, I see. Okay, I get it. Okay, so what do they call that? Economy by scale or something like that?
Exactly, economies of scale, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so then what do you think about? Okay, so in the process of right when I was wrapping up this deal, this business broker that I found online, she's like, oh, I got this business you should look at. And of all of them, 2 of them seemed fairly lucrative. But then when I emailed you, you're like, no, stick to what you got, stick to the industry. So one of them I scrapped, but the other one is in the medical industry.
Okay.
It is, so the business I bought, Core Medical Imaging, it has existing contracts. So it's kind of like on a residual. So we don't have to upset the apple cart. We just buy more cameras, get more contracts. So we could grow this. And so every time we get a camera, which we're going to probably buy here in the next few months, because I already raised the capital for that, we'll be able to get 4 or 5 contracts off of that. Hopefully by the end of the year, we could buy another one. So, but that doesn't take 40 hours a week from me. So this other business she presented to me was a radiology repair company. They go to doctors' offices, and when their machine is, faulty, they repair it. Now, they have residual contracts because they have people that are like, oh, they contract that, we go fix it. And the revenues in the profit margins are good. The revenues are $5 million a year, 5.2, and the take home is $1.5 million taxable income. So that ratio is right about that 25-30%. So that's why when I was saying, like, should I not even chase another business and not even worry about it? But then when I called them, they said, we already got an offer, Bill. I'm already in escrow. So I told her, well, if it falls out, call me.
Yeah. So
should I?
That's great. What you said is great. I'd say follow your gut. If you feel like it's a good deal, go for it, right? Especially if there's some kind of sync with what you're doing right now. I mean, I'm like right now, it's kind of like you need to figure out what's right for you, right? Because some people will say, hey, I don't care about the business, I just want to do deals. Other people might say, hey, I just want to focus, build one business in one sector and grow that and just be really, really focused, right? Like look at the biggest companies out there in the world, like Amazon, right? They're buying tons of companies, but in the end of the day, they have a vision in mind of what they want to have. Same with Google. They're buying tons of companies, but they have their vision. Their vision is we want to give as much info as we can to the world or something like that. They have their sentence for their own vision, and all their acquisitions are related to that vision. So if I were you, I would go back to the video about kind of like the vision that you want to have, and based on that, make the next acquisitions. Make sure that they're like, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Is this acquisition going to help me move towards that vision or not? If the answer is yes, go for it. If no, then perhaps you don't want to give up on that.
Okay, that gives me clarity, but it gives me one more question.
Yeah.
Because it's in the medical sector and my business is medical sector, could I, let's say I do acquire this one. They're not the exact same business, but they're in the medical. Could I then package them together and sell them, or is that not how it works? Like together, like under like.
So under one holding company, you're thinking.
Yeah. Or is that not a recommendation? Just keep them separate. Because the other reason why I would like to keep them separate is my business partner now is gonna get, he's 55%, I'm 45%, but he's actually 55% with his son, whatever.
Yeah.
So if I bring in this other deal with us, I got to split half, right? So maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I want to do this other one on my own.
No, so you have a new co, you own 100% of the new co, right? So definitely that. And then eventually if you want to merge them together, so right now, I wouldn't merge them right now, you don't need that. But in the future, if you'll decide you want to sell the whole group, then you can merge those two under a new co, and then you figure out the shares between both of you guys. But yeah,
okay, I got you.
But yeah, definitely don't give, you don't need to give equity that you don't need to.
So now that my other question was, now that I'm actually closed the deal, do I now need to go to LinkedIn and Facebook and create all that, or do I just now? Let's say I don't want to do any other acquisition. I just want to build this business, just to get it to 10 million, because that's what he and I both discussed it. The annual revenues are $1 million. We want to get it to 10 in 10 years and sell it.
Yeah.
Then do I have to create a LinkedIn and a Facebook and all that, or is it not so necessary now that I've got my acquisition?
So are you referring to now you want to grow the business organically by getting more clients, or you want to go and buy more businesses? That's what I want to go. We want to grow internally and externally. We want to go after our competition and buy them. We'll do both. Yeah.
So one of your recommendations was to create a Facebook and a LinkedIn and all that.
So all those, you don't complicate things. You need to find, you have separate things to do, right? First of all is, how do I grow my business internally? How do you get clients right now? Ask the seller. How did he get clients so far? Right? Talk to him, figure out what worked for him to get clients. Go and do more of that. Right?
Okay.
Don't reinvent the wheel. Just figure out what worked for him to get new clients and do the same. Right? That's going to be your focus on organic growth. At the same time, think, okay, I also want to buy my competitors, so I need to find a way to reach out to those competitors. What is the best way for you? For some people, it's just cold calling them. For some people, it's to send them LinkedIn messages. For some people, it's to email them. For other people, it's to like physically email them, like direct letters, right? Find one or two that you can relate to and just use them. But don't, if you don't relate to Facebook or LinkedIn, don't do that. Just send letters, cold call, go to events in your sector. Just find a way to reach out to those owners somehow. It doesn't matter if it's LinkedIn, Facebook, letters, events, all the other ways that I'm talking about, right? But make the difference between growing things organically and then just don't reinvent the wheel. Figure out what's worked and do more of that. And growing externally is find a way to reach out to those business owners. Like right now, you find a deal with a broker. If brokers work for you, go for it. How did you structure the financing, by the way? I'm curious.
Oh, the seller financed the sale spread over 3 years. So he took 25% down. That's what I brought to the table.
Yep.
And the balance paid to him over 3 years at an interest rate, blended rate of around 8%, 8.5%. So he'll be paid out over 3 years. So in 3 years, the business is free and clear, and he and I are now owners of it.
Brilliant.
And we bought it under market. We feel that the value was easily 2 million, maybe 3 because of the revenues and the profit. And we bought it for $1 million too.
Got it. So they're not getting equity. Your family, you didn't give them equity in the business. You just
5%.
Okay, sweet.
I got 40.
Fair enough, yeah. And they're getting cash flow as part of the distribution, right?
Yeah. And I want to make sure they get a healthy monthly. So my parents, I told them you'll get a monthly healthy cash flow from it, half of the profitability. So that's how we did it.
Awesome. Yeah. Any other questions to me?
No. I wrote some. I wrote them down because I didn't want to get all excited because I think we covered them all. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think that's it. I just needed clarity on how to move forward. I was a little confused about that, but you made it very clear. You have two. So I'm very clear on that now.
Dude, you got my email. Anything you're uncertain about, just email me. And the new email, like it's the same email, but then it's getting labeled. So write down the new email. It's client@acquisitions.com. Then it's being labeled for clients. So I know I can immediately get back to them. Otherwise, I'm just getting tons of emails, and I want to make sure I'm not missing yours.
Okay, so it's clients@acquisitions what?
Acquisitions.com. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll save you as a different save. What is your contact phone number?
So I'm all over the place. I'm not sure, like I don't have a real, like right now I'm in Cyprus. Next week I'm going to be in Panama. So I don't have like a number. So best way is
just email and make an appointment to phone call. All right, we can do that.
Then we'll just do the same thing. Exactly.
Well, I'm very thankful for your putting out what you did because it's really changed my direction here.
That's awesome, bro. I'm happy to hear that, dude. Freaking exciting. Like,
yeah, me too, man. It's freaking amazing.
And keep me updated in the next acquisition, so we'll do another testimonial in the Bolton one.
Yeah. Right on, buddy. All right, I'll give you updates every now and then when something exciting pops up or I have a question.
Definitely. Sounds good, my friend. All right, take care. Best of luck and keep me updated. Take care.
All right, take care.